Alrighty, welcome back. Are you ready to rock and roll and cut the ass into this car? Because I am. That's what I'm going to do today. This is what it looks like, the piece that we put in yesterday. Jolene welded it all up, and when I was putting that in there, I looked at Jolene, she goes, "That's a welding project for me, isn't it?" And I said, "You got that right, baby." And she did a beautiful job at it. She welded it all in. She did a beautiful job on it. So Jolene has welded the sills in all the way along here. She welded the sills in on the other side. She's welded this piece on this side. And we come over on this side, we put this side into, and she's welded this side. Jolene can say that she's, helped weld this car up. She can. She's done enough that she can say, "I welded that car up." And she's doing a very good job at it. And I appreciate it because, if it wasn't for her, it would be me. But as we're doing this, everything's getting tied in nice. The wheel well's tied in nice here. It's nice and strong. You hit that with a hammer. Square tubing down there is tied in nice there. Square tubing there. That's all nice and tight and right. What's going on? We still have to come back and continue on. We've got all this junk in the back here. I guess not junk, but junk in the trunk. But we got all this, bent metal and all that sort of stuff. We got half a floor in there. It's rusted off at the back, all the way along the back. At first, when I started this, I said, I'll just leave that. I won't do that sort of stuff. But the car is becoming, it's becoming a car instead of a piece of junk. It was sitting over there for probably a couple years. And it's not a piece of junk anymore. It's quite solid. It's very solid. And it's going to make a nice body for the race car. It's going to make a nice tight body. I'm happy with the way it's all tied in, where everything's connected. There's nothing not connected. Nothing's rusted out or going to fall apart. The car is tight and right. We're going to continue on with it and cut the back out of it. What I've got here, as we can see, if you want to come in and see, I've got a black panel, the back floor in it. I left it in there because it has a cross member from wheel well to wheel well. Just behind the square tubing in the rear end is what we're looking at, that panel in there. There's a rusty panel there. And that's a cross member right there, Jolene's showing you. As you can see where it's rotted out there with the light showing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in there and I'm going to cut that out and drop that down because it's not needed. What I'm doing right now is I'm just adjusting and looking on the outside to see where I'm going to cut it and that sort of stuff. I can see the floor in there. It comes up, you can see it right along here. I'm thinking that the floor goes right along here, this part right here. That does not bother me to cut that off. That must be the cross member. There's the cross member right there. You got the rivet and a rivet and a rivet. One rivet's an inch apart, one's 1/4 of an inch apart. Cool. Anyways, that's the cross member right there, and we're going to just chop it off, and we're going to make new, and we're going to connect it together with square tubing, and I'm going to show you right before your very eyes like I always do. Just like I always do. So let's cut it out and repair the rear of the car and get that tight and right. We want the car body itself well done, I would say. We want that well done. We don't want that shaking and rattling and rolling all over the place. If anything was to happen, I would think that the body would cause you the most grief. If anything was to happen, nothing's going to happen, but that's the way I keep it in my brain. Nothing's going to happen. But if something did happen, the body would be the thing that I would worry about the most because it's shook. But what I'm doing right now is I'm putting all the integrity back into it so the body has integrity. Like we want it to be tight and right. Jolene did a beautiful job on that. I must say you did a beautiful job on that, sweetheart. Did a beautiful job. Couldn't ask any better. It's fun to build something from nothing. This car was absolutely nothing when we pulled it over and said, "Happy birthday to you, Chad." It was absolutely nothing when we cut the roof off. You couldn't even close the doors on it. The door was bent up. It had no floor, no trunk, no frame, no nothing. 2 or 3 weeks work, and now we have a nostalgic looking race car. And if you like it, that's great. And if you don't, keep watching. Keep watching. You might like it after a while. That's why I said that. I was out in the dumpster digging around, and I found this. Old Chatty started throwing some stuff out, and it was kind of rusty there. I didn't really notice that, but I dug it back out. The Hup. I took it back out because I might fix it. You never know. I might fix it. I need my glass. I need a pair of gloves. Get my gloves there. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that rear floor out, drop it out, and go from there. I'm going to square tube. I'll show you as we go, and then we'll see. Then you can see how you can do it, or how I'm doing it, so you can do it. And if you can do it, or I can do it, you can do it. The square tubing that I use a lot of, what can I say? It really does give you an advantage. Once you make something, then you can weld to it. When I cut the bottom of the floor off, or cut the bottom of the car off, and then weld that square tubing to the bottom, that gives me something good to weld to. Give me strength, give me something clean, something good to weld to. I'm going to come along here and I'm going to cut the back out. I'm going to cut right along here. I'm not even going to worry about this. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to try to do that. I'm just going to cut it off, and I'll tell you why. From there up is good metal. Simple as that. From there down underneath that, that's all the haggled stuff. And when I put this together, I'm going to use my brain a little bit to make it look the best it can. Basically, it's a simple fix, I think. When you look at that, you might get overwhelmed, but let's make it simple. Let's make it simple and square tube it. Oh, not turned on, damn it. Jolene's going to turn the plasma cutter on for me, please. Thank you. I hit my mic. I'm sorry about that, people. Button that up so it don't hit. Try to do the best sound we can. You know, that annoys, Jolene when her sound is not the best it can be, because she wants to do the best she can do also. Let's just get, what's that song called? Let's Get Physical by Olivia Newton-John. Is that who sang it? Let's get physical. I'm just going to cut it off there. The reason I'm going to cut it off here is because why not? I kept it there for the longest time for the cross member that went across, to keep the car together. That's what helped keep the car together in the back. I had this one here that kept it together, and that one there kept it together, so that's why I left it. Now we've got the wheel wells tied in. That's what I'm thinking, I'm able to get rid of it. Now that we got it tied in here, and we got this wheel well, front of the wheel well tied in, and all tied in, now I think we'll be okay. The back of the car is still holding it together too, Let's do it. Watch yourself, sweetheart. You outside, just watch yourself. Wow, it's still in there quite well for some reason. Second. There we go. That should be quite a bit of weight that we're going to take out. Should be quite a bit of weight. Still got something holding. Oh, not too much. going to come out and cut we'll come out and see what that is, cut that off. This is a fun game when you get onto it, because you can do whatever you want. I guess I express that every time that I'm doing this. You can do whatever you want. It's a fun game. Knocked off there. On the other side and cut it off. Just rusty old tin. We're just going to clean it up a little bit with just the easy way. That's what we cut out. Cross member there. Rusty. Whatever. It's just a heavy piece of tin that we do not want. Now, as we've cut that off, we've cut off quite a bit of rust. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. And it does not matter. Alrighty. I know exactly what I want, sort of what I want to do right now. I do know what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do. Let's go inside. I'll run inside and show you. If you want to get in somehow, or get a picture frame, how you can show what I want. I'll just explain it to you. This is what I'm going to do. I have, and this can be done any way you want to do it. This can be done any way you want to do it. Like the wheel wells itself, you could have made that round piece there and bring it down and made it look original. And then you could have slid a little corner in here of tin and put it in there and made it round and welded around the corner. You could have done that. I just thought this was easier, faster, didn't have to do anything. It's not all hammered up. It didn't take me hours. It took us 57 minutes actually to put one side in. Jolene welded them up. But as I'm looking at this right now, you can see I've got the body mold of the body, you know, like it would be a bead that you'd put in from your bead roller, but they've got a part there where it stressed the metal. We got one here. We got one coming up the center. I like it. I don't mind that. I like that look. I don't want to get rid of it. So what I'm thinking, what I'm going to do is, I was going to go from here down to there and connect it on. But the metal that was down there on the wheel well didn't look that great. It did not. It did not look that great. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to run a piece of, we got no suspension in the back. We haven't welded the rear end in yet. We're just kind of playing with it still. It'll still move. When we weld it in, it will not move. But what I'm doing right now is just in place, mocking it up. I've got a body line right here. I'm going to run some square tubing. It's not going to hit the rear end. Got no suspension. I'm going to run a piece of square stock from there all the way along here, and I'm going to take it up into here, and I'm going to connect it on this piece, which will straighten that out, and I can weld it like this one. This square tubing, I'm going to weld to this framework, take it back there, weld it back there to where I want it. And then when the square tubing is, I'll cut this access metal off, and then we'll weld this metal all the way to that square tubing to make it rigid. And we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Then you can see I can do whatever I want. I can put a cross member in it, probably, which I will do. Probably I'll have to put a cross member back here. And then we're going to do the exact same thing once I get this filled in. We'll put a piece of square tubing that goes down to our tail. We'll cut off our tail, whatever we want. Whatever you want, because it's your choice, it's your build. That's the way I'm looking at it. So what I'm going to do right at the present second is I'm going to take and jump out. I'm going to get a tape measure. I'm going to measure from this piece of this square stock where you can see it. I'm going to measure from this square stock right down to here. And I'm going to plunk that piece of square stock on there, weld it along there, weld it on top, weld there, and spot it all the way along the top. Then let's get a piece of metal. Let's get a piece of square stock and start with that. And that basically is the start of cleaning that bum up. And all this metal in the back, we still got to get there. We're going to just keep cutting away. We are. I've got a piece of square stock right here. I got a marker in my pocket. I got a zip cut right here. I've got a couple zip cuts right here. Thank you for the zip cuts, people. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We got to do another giveaway soon. We've got a bunch of stuff in there. Thanks, Lloyd Howard, for all the stuff you send. He's a fan, that's for sure. Old Lloyd is. Keep with us, Lloyd. Alrighty. I've got this square stock. Look, what's this? I'm going to lay it right on there. And I can lay it right on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. And basically what I got going on is here, I want to put on that, see if I can get that straight right there. If I can lay it on there, I'll be happy. I'm going to leave that like that down there. I'm going to put that on there like that. Stop it. Do it again. Cut that off. Got the hinges cut out of the door, pieces that we cut off. We cut the bottoms of the doors off. I got the hinges cut out this morning. Quite a job. Jolene, show you on Facebook if you want to see that being done. It's quite a job. What I got going on here now. See, now I can weld that on there very nicely. I can take and weld that on that body. There's a nice little body line there. I want to keep that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to vice grip that all together and we'll spot it on. Let's get the welder in place. I'll get another piece of, I want to check this one out and see if it's the same length. See if it's the same length. If it's the same length, what it means is that we're really doing good. It's a little different cut on that edge. That's good. Got my cut just a little bit crooked. That's okay. I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to get the welder going. When we made the pieces for the wheel wells, we made the piece for that side and then we did this side. The pattern that we used for that side, I used for this side, and they worked. I was very pleased with that, and you couldn't be no more pleased, I guess, if one side fits the other side. If you have to do a little work to them, that's fine. That's fine. There's the famous dog, Fina. And FINA stands for Finest in North America. That's what FINA stands for. The new Lincoln helmet is working awesome. Beautiful. Can't ask for any more. Beautiful. I'm going to jump out here in a bit. I need another piece of square tubing maybe to do the other side. Or I'm going to jump out anyways. I'll just take that piece with me. See what happens. Everything's so close, but yet. Alrighty. We've got a holy car we have. Oh, that's so close. Anyways. I hope when you're watching, you know, I really do. I hope when you're watching that you feel that this is nothing that you couldn't do. you know. You might need your hand held a couple times, like I did. I've had my hand held a few times when I'm doing something, you know, to make sure I get it done right. But in all honesty, I think that anybody with, you know, with a little bit of guidance could do exactly what I'm doing with ease. With ease. And you just have to keep in mind that it does not have to be done my way. It can be done your way. And that's what I try to keep stressing, that's the best part. That's the best part. Gas on? Nope. I'm saying that because you turned it off yesterday, and that's a first. Got it? All right. Thanks, baby. Jolene's the only one that turns the gas off around here anymore. Aiden used to, but he's not here no more, so can't expect him to turn the gas off, can I, baby? No. I just weld what I can. I weld what I can, and then what I can't weld, when we get the body off, we'll do it again. So now, as I got that connected to there, let's make the car strong and connect this to the car. And that's what I do. I just connect everything. Jolene has even gone so far as to weld it up continuously on the outside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some vice grips and I'm going to clamp that together to make a tight fit, so it fits tight and right, and that we have it the way we should have it. Ba 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 ba. Right, baby? Huh? I'm just gonna vice grip it along here. And what I'll do is when I vice grip it on here, I'll get inside. When I get inside, I'll see if it's tight, and then we'll go from there. You know? Don't want to get it too tight and bruise the metal, I guess. But we want it tight enough to weld it and make it look right. Just go on the other side and take a look, see if we're tight and right. I can't tell from there. I think we'll be fine. So, with that all welded all the way down there like that, that's going to make this panel nice and strong. We'll just continue on, Chad. No talking, just continue. I think blistering on the old heat, eh? I'm going to tighten that one up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Come in just a little bit, it did. And on B, yeah, you can maybe turn the wire, I don't know, turn the wire speed down. It's feeling pretty good though, I guess. Great. All right. Must be breathing hard. Fogged up my screen. Weld in there nice, man. And oop. Go more here. Burn a hole. Don't do much heat down in there. Okay. Cool. Cool. Let's do another one on the other side. You can see as I put that one on there, I'm going to do the exact same thing the other side. Just lay one on that side. We'll do the exact same thing. And then we can throw a cross member in there. Also, yeah. See what happens. Let's throw a piece in there, man. What, baby? The light? The light. It's right here, baby. You want the light? What am I going to do? I got to weld that together. I can't just cut that off. I'm going to weld that together and use that piece of square stock. Why not? Why not? I'll just cut it off to length. I'm just going to use this square piece here to lay it on so I get a nice straight piece. Basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to weld it together. Well, it's not that straight, is it? That didn't go that well. Let's do it again. Basically, I'm at the point where I don't want to jump out of the car and get a piece of square stock. That's where I'm at. If you want to know where I'm at, that's where I'm at. And I'm just going to use this to weld it together to make a piece go in there. Because I can't. Isn't that cool? Lots of penetration there because we got gap. Alrighty. That's my piece. I'm going to say we'll cut a little bit off. Nope. Just got to remind myself not to touch it. Got to remind myself not to touch it. Just went down to the end of the wheel well, and then I bring it up on the square piece there. That's basically all I did. Bring it up on that. Take a look at the other side where I'm at. I'm right about there somewhere. Right about there. That's good. That's how much I need it. Wasn't jumping out for a new piece. Take this off for a second. Got a zip cut right here. Not raining out yet, sweetheart. We've got the truck pushed outside so we could do a little bit of work, and we do not want it to rain on the truck.
It started.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to stick this in, then we'll move it in. That's what we're going to do. We'll push it in. We don't want to... That's flat on that side. We'll put it on that side. Take my hat off. Truck's getting wet, is it? Damn it. It is so. Just wants to sprinkle a little bit, doesn't it? Get this one put in. Turn that over. Why am I having such a hassle there? I'm gonna beat that one over. I need to go out for a hammer, and I'm gonna push that truck in. Our truck's out in the wet. Don't want it out there. Don't want it out there. Don't want it out there. Pushed it out. Waited as long as we could. It might be fine. Nope. Nope. Not gonna hit, is it? Huh? Yeah, well. This is what happens, I guess. Can't push it in, eh? Damn it. Yes, I can. I know better than that word. You can't do that. I know better than that. I should never have said that. Should never have said that. Should never have said that. I'm just going to take a rag and wipe that off for a quick second. Hold with us. Hold with us. Just dry it off a little bit. It won't hurt the filler, but you don't really want the metal wet. Not really. Damn it. Hey, didn't notice that. You notice that? That was our concern, actually, before we started this video, was not pushing the truck out in the water or in the rain. And what did we do? Push it out in the rain. Not what I wanted, but sometimes what I want isn't what I get. And that's called life. That's called life right there. It's not always the way you want it, that's for sure. Do with what you got and be happy with it. If you're healthy, you should be happy. Basically, the way you got to look at it. And if you do not, it's easy to get down. Bear with me. Bear with me. And also, I'll wash it off again. I'll have to scrub it with something to get the water off it. Bench. I'm going to rub the roof off. Just be a minute. I shouldn't hurt the filler. Won't hurt the filler. Yeah, we did what we could. Not right. Did what we could. I'll get back in there and put that piece in there. That's what I was doing, was it not? But I mean, I did. Oh yeah, I need the hammer, did I? So I wanted to hammer. The hammer I like has not been put back, and there it is. That's not the one I want. It's not the one I want, but it's the one I'll use. Bum, 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 bum. Back to it. Don't really want to bang on this with earbuds on either. That thing be stuck up down there too. Anything in the way, just hit it. Just hit it. We gotta get that over just a little bit. Match up with my what's going on. That wheel well's bubbled out a little bit. I want to match up with the square stock, and it's not allowing me. And that's why I'm, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. We'll put it in place, and we'll weld it in there. Welder's right there. Look at that now, would you? Sometimes it gets like this in the shop, and you just got to bear with it. You just got to bear with it. That's what I do. Just bear with it. Well, I'm saying you should understand or realize what's coming next after we get this square stock on this side and get the square stock on that side. Then we can run a piece of, when we cut that tail stuff out, we can run a piece of square stock down, and then we'll do something at the end and be done with it. But let's weld this in. Ouch. So you basically have to get your skeleton done first. Get the skeleton done first, and then get your car laid down on top of it. Connect your A pillar and your B pillar to your skeleton, and then basically after that you're just tying in. You're tying it all together. That's how I do it. There's no real set plan. There's no real set measurement. There's no real set anything, which is nice. I find it's nice that way. Nothing's set in stone. And all I did right here is I'm up. I got a little bit showing there, and I got a little bit showing there. So I'm saying I'm in the same spot. You know. And if I'm not, would you ever notice, or would it matter? You have to ask yourself that. I've asked myself many times that sort of stuff, and sometimes it just doesn't matter, you know. If something's off a little tiny bit, doesn't matter one bit. I guess to some people it might matter, but to me it doesn't. Got my piece down there. I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I'm good in the hood. Basically, if you're build it safe, I'd be happy. Basically it. Good metal up here. Where we've cut it off, there's good metal up here. That's a bonus. We've got a nice piece of square stock, keeping it in place. Before we done this, they had a piece of metal went across and had a 90 spot welded. We've got a piece of square stock, which is way stronger, welded to the metal instead of just spotted. We've spotted in here, but we've also welded all on the edge, all the way along the bottom, and we've welded it all completely shut, which I would say would make it stronger. Looking good, eh? Looking good. You are, Jolene. I didn't mean the car, I meant you. Yeah. She woke up at 8:30, boys, looking like a 10. Coffee in bed. Jolene's my queen. Tight together down there. We're also going to weld it on the outside. And on the outside, we can trim it off so it's nice and straight. Looks beautiful. Yeah. What happened there? Okay, she's stuck. Getting low in wire too. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Getting low in wire. That's why we're acting a little funny. Anyways. There we go. Keep that tight down in there. I like the pliers with the flat edge. Don't bruise the outside metal that much. Yeah, let's weld that on there like that. Tickety boom. When that, sometimes your weld props up on you. It leaves a little air pocket. And when that air pocket comes out, I just hit it again real quickly to try to tame it down. That's basically what you hear going on there. So we've now got that nice. I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my helmet off just to take a look for a second. It's always good to take a look. Sometimes me nailing stuff down like this really quick, you can get in trouble because, you know, you're nailing it down quick going for it. But I guess this stuff is pretty basic what I'm trying to do here. It's nice just to tack it on then go for it, but we're nailing it down. We're nailing it down. We want to cover the rear end. We want to cover the rear end with this piece down here. Turn that off. With this piece down here, when our metal comes up here, when it's up here, now it's got nowheres to go because the square tubing's down there. But we can run a piece of square tubing from in the center just like they had it, from there to there. And what we'll do is we'll run a piece from here on the side of this piece, so we can lay a piece, or up here maybe somewhere. We'll cut that and put the square tubing right against this. We can run it down to there. We can run a piece of square tubing down to there with the cross when we're going across. Then we can run a piece from here down to there and a piece down to there. And then we can lay a panel on that. And then we can lay the next panel on the square stock that's going across down to this one and maybe then down. So we're going to do a little bit more work here. I'm not liking putting all the, seeing that just goes up against the wheel well itself, just tacking on the side of the wheel well. It just has to be tacked there. All it's holding is, this is being a gusset really, once we weld that onto there and weld that onto there, but now it would give it a place to lay the floor on. Let's put a piece in the center here somewhere, and then we can go like that, but let's put a piece from there to make it look like something. Let's do it. That's too bad. It's looking good, eh, baby? Looking good. Let's go around the truck here. Sometimes that happens. The metal that I'm taking out, I basically, you know, that metal there I'm taking out is probably, you know, I'm hoping that I'm not putting more metal in. But if I am, I have to make the car right. I have to make the car right to go down the road and be safe. Not go down the road, but down the track. I'm going to get a measuring tape. Get in there and mark that and see how big a piece I need. I need a mark to put it where I need it. I'd eye it up, but I don't think I eye up this one. Just mark. I can measure it. It's a pretty simple measurement. Just mark it and measure it where I want to put it. Alrighty. So if I put my, just want to put my tape down here to see how far, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to know if I put something this close here, that when I put a piece of square tubing, it's not going to hit the rear end. That's all I sort of want. That's what I want to know. So I should be able to go. It's going to be close. Yeah, going to be close, but this should not move, so that's what we're going for. What I'm going to do is, why don't I just take it from the end? They look pretty well basically the same. It's a foot. Foot. How long do I want it? 43 1/4. Gonna kid out 43 1/4. That worked out good. So, as you now, all that brand new metal, that's not perfectly straight there right now. I can grind that off, make it perfectly straight. We'll clean this up. I still got to cut this off and be welded. That's still got to be cut off. But that'll be nice and straight compared to all that jagged stuff. We'll clean this up down here. We're going to have to do a little bit of work. We're going to have to do a little bit of work there. Yes, we are. But we're not scared of that, are we, baby? Huh? We're not scared of that. Oh, yeah, I'm still cutting this. I got sidetracked. Woke up this morning, Jolene had some messages on her phone. A couple people called. But some good messages, you know, people left me. And they were thinking about me, and they were, you know, worried about that I was down because of comments. And no, I don't get down because of comments. That motivates me to do better. I know in my own head the person that is knocking me is doing less. So I'm here for the people that want to be here. That's who I'm here for. I'm here for the people that want to be here. That people making bad comments on me going ahead, going forward, and being happy, being rude. I laugh at you. I laugh at you. But no, thank you very much for the comments this morning. Thank you for thinking of me. And someone telling me that I can't do it is not going to stop me. I'm afraid to tell you. And maybe that's where the name Bad Chad can come from. I do what I want to do as long as I stay in the guidelines of being a good person. Basically, that's it. If I want to make a drive shaft, I'll make a dozen. If I want to make a car, I'll make 50 of them. And as far as that goes, that's how it is. I do not let somebody else control what I think or feel. Do not do it. We've been on every day for it's getting close to a year, and there's nobody touched it yet or made me feel like You know, there's nobody done it yet, so let's just keep cruising on and having fun, man. I got that a little shy. That would make me stop more than anything, messing up. But I do that a lot too, so does not bother me. That was good. You see that? See what I done there? I did. What's the GAT mean? GAT means penetration. Just want to hit that, knock that up. Hi, there we go. There we go. Didn't do what I wanted to, did I? I need that zip cut. I'm trying to heat the metal up and move the bar and pull up on it. When I pulled up on it, I pulled it off when I got too hot. Perfect. Like the sign said, just a little boo-boo. Now I'm happy. Just making sure I put the bar on the right, both on the same line, on the same side of the line. Sometimes it's best to wait to nail it down. But there we go. That looks good to me. And then that can go in there to actually, yeah, we'll lay a bar in there. We'll lay one in there. And we'll lay one in there. I might even go there for now. See what happens, but that's what I'm going to do for there right now. My marker out. May as well put one more in. It's going to be a How much time we got, babe? 53. I'm going to cut this off. I'll put this one in, and then we can see what's going on there for what's going, like how I'm going to make the floor go from here down to there. Just show that. I'm going to cut this. And then we'll give away a hat or a shirt. Hat or a shirt. When are we going to do the question thing, or when do you figure we're going to do that, sweetheart? I don't know. It always gives me I knew that was going to happen, but that works for me. Love it. I love it. I'm going to do center. What the hey? I'm going to do center. Tape measures down there. Can you kick that into me, baby? I could eye it. Yes, I could, but it's right here. Just kick it. Beautiful. Thank you. She's the apple of my eye. Apple of my eye. 22 1/4. That's good. Haha, right there. It's good enough for me. Should be 22 1/4, but I'm just going to eye it up. Just makes it easier. Makes it easier. One tack on it, you can move it. 2 tacks on it, you're done, generally. Like it right there. Let's see something I like better. I can go by that back piece. I go by that piece. Sure, I like it. So that'll be a panel. Go down there. We'll miss the rear end. We'll make a piece on this edge. Do the exact same thing. So we can display a panel right straight across. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. So none of this was planned. You just build as you go along. I find that the quicker you learn that when you build a car, nothing is set in stone, the quicker you learn that, the better off you are. And the quicker that you're able to adapt to the problems, the faster and the better you become. And I really have to thank TV for that, because I really did not know what I could do and what I couldn't do. But when TV said, hey man, you got 35 days to build a car and have it on the golf course for someone to play golf and give it away, and when you come home and you ask yourself, can I do that or not, and build something that no one's ever seen before, and you're able to do it, that told myself, didn't tell anybody else, but it told myself how good I really was. I really felt quite amazing after that, after we did that. I felt amazing because I felt that I could do anything. I felt, you know what I mean? If you're not pushed, you really don't know. And if you don't, you don't push yourself, sometimes you really don't know what you can do and what you can't do. This sort of stuff to me, I'm not pushing myself anymore. I've just become able to not overthink it and just simplify it. And to be honest with you, making a skeleton of something that you have and applying something to it and then welding metal from the skeleton to the car to make it work, it's a fun game, because you can do anything you want. Anything you want, you can do it any way you want. I could have built that different in the back. Yes, I could have. I could have done way different. But I've decided that I want the wheel wells nice and tight right with the square tubing. I want to make a floor that comes up over, I want to be able to make a floor that comes up over this and goes down into that ducktail or whatever you want to call it. Make a nice floor that goes down into there. So the car is finished. If I did not do this stuff and do that stuff and along there and do that along that back, the car is really not finished. Not finished. The door, I had to put door bottoms on. I had to put the hinges in. The door bottoms need to go on. The doors need to be welded back together. The roof needs to be tied up in there. There's a bunch of stuff that has to be done. And it has to be done for the car to be finished. And I would think that Jolene would like it tied in tight and finished so it's right. She said that. Are you going to leave that rust in the back? Well, We probably shouldn't because it's a part of the car, the integrity of the car. The back of the car is not going to sway back and forth now. We've got that square stock in there. Also, if you're building something like this and you want to get something a little, you want a little bit more rigid than what we have it here with the square stock, which I feel is lots, but you can do more. You could also, like, even if you want to play in your mind, you want to put triangles and weld them in the corner. In each corner, weld a triangle. How much stronger would that little bit of help be to each one of them 90s? And that's the game you can play. Every time you do something, you have to make sure that you support something else and that it's tight and right. I'm trying to tie everything back into the car that was tied into before. I'm just doing it different. I'm doing it my way. It seems to tickle some and offend others. But that's the way it is, and that's the way I do it. I would show you nothing less or nothing more than the way I do it. And take from it what you do. Take from what you do. Doesn't matter to me. Be happy and build a car. That's all I can tell you. Be happy and build a car. We're giving away a hat or a shirt. Oh, you're following me. Let's get going. Chetty. Well, that was fun inside there. Wasn't too bad. Didn't have to get out and in that many times. That was good. Jolene's looking... Guessed it, boys. You guessed it. Amazing today. Had fun in the back of the car. I did so. Getting it tied in there. It's really coming together. When the body was sitting over there on the ground, you wouldn't think, a person could make a car out of it again. But it's a pretty simple thing, really. Back compressor goes off. How many comments today? 4, 4, 4. That's good. That's good news, isn't it? That's good luck, isn't it? 3 numbers in a row. Huh? Something good coming? Toby, gather good. Toby, I gather good sometimes too. Once in a while, a little too much stuff. Concerning the question of weight, since you will not be installing using rear brakes, can the rear brake wheel cylinders and brackets in place be removed? Thanks, 6 or 7 pounds right there. Toby, you're my guy. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I agree with that 100%. And also, as we're cutting the holes in it and doing all that stuff to it, every little bit counts. We're not in the league where we can go buy speed parts. We're not in that league. The only way we can make the hup faster is to shed weight. We haven't got no hop-ups to do to the engine. Really, like there might be, we can make a header maybe or something. Even the header seems to be hard because there's only so many bolts. We'll show that actually. We can make a header or something. We might be able to put a bigger carburetor on it, make an adapter, make a carburetor, but there's no speed parts. Watch yourself, sweetheart. There's no speed parts that we can do. And all I'm thinking is if we can make the thing light as possible, that's the fastest the old hup can be. The body is what we had. That's what we had in the field there or over there. That's what we had. The chassis is what we had. The engine is what we had. And we're doing with what we got. Jolene is very happy with the budget. Are you, baby? Very happy with the budget. The budget's right on the money. The budget on the truck is right on the money. I'm doing real good. And we all know, once the money starts interfering, like getting up there, the old project does not become fun anymore. Ask me how I know? Because I've built many cars. And when the money starts rising, it's when people start not having fun. And when I'm doing this right here, and I am not spending no money, and I am building cars that people would lean on, $200,000 cars to look at our car, I'm having fun. See you tomorrow.